Alright, after some consideration and thought about this thing, I've come to realize that what has probably happened, the moth doing in there, he's going to get caught up in a spider web if he's not careful. I've considered the possibility that what has happened to it is that it overheated. And here is the chain of events. This, we call it fan module, went bad. We decided to bypass it and use this relay to operate the fan directly without the benefit of the temperature sensor or the control from the computer. And in the meantime, the fan went bad, and when it went bad, the relay went bad, and it overheated. These cars, these particular engines, the 3.7 that's in the Jeeps and Dodges and whatnot, they have aluminum heads with steel valve seats, and when they overheat, the difference in the metal expansion will cause the valve seat to get loose or to fall out of place. And when that happens, the valves won't close fully, and it creates a low compression in that cylinder. And that's what we have. We do have low compression in one cylinder. And we have a popping through the throttle body. The only way that can happen is it either out of time, or you got a bent valve, or you have a valve seat out of place. I can't think of much other reasons it would be popping through the throttle body. So the car isn't worth a lot. I called the scrapyard, the pick and pull, and they offered $250. The crusher, they buy them by weight. I don't remember what it was, but it came up to like $150, $150. I mean, or $250. The car isn't beat up too bad. Not really. It's presentable. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think I'm going to fix it. Now, you wouldn't have to remove anything from the front to be able to access the timing chains, and you will have to access the timing chain in order to service the heads, because, well, that's the way it's manufactured. So we got to take the front off of the engine, the water pump, the timing cover. We can pull this out of the way, or just remove it and make it easy on myself. The air conditioner's been opened up already anyway, so it's not like I'm wasting any refrigerant or cause any additional problems to it being exposed to the air. So we're going to open it up and see what we got in there with the valves. Find out if it's feasible financially to fix it. We can fix it for less than, what, $500. Should be worth it. So here we go. First things first, we will remove the belt. Actually, removing the battery cable would be the first thing, but that's already done. So it's a 15 to do that. 15 millimeter, and we have to push on this or pull on it, one or the other. It seems kind of stuckish. Is that the right direction? Man, hard to turn. Yeah, that does it. So I'm gonna have to push down on this, leaning from this direction push it down clockwise, and that will give you some slack on the belt. Belt is off. Well, that's interesting. Look at that. I don't know why that's cracked. It might be normal. I'm not going to worry a lot about it. Alright, cleared out the back of the vehicle. So we'll be using it for storage of the parts. Next, we're going to remove all of this. Now, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see that. The upper radiator neck on the engine is part of the timing cover. So it will have to come off. Oh, that's nice. Alright, this hose goes to the top of the reservoir, as you can see there. So it can stay for the moment. We're going to next get the pliers and remove that. These are my favorite pliers to use on these kind of clamps because they have notches in them that help to grip it. And boy, doesn't mean it's easy to squeeze though, because it's not. Man, I'm not as strong as I used to be. I think it'd come loose easier at the radiator. Ooh, it's a long spread. Here we go. Off camera. Got the clamp moved back. Now I need to remove the hose. We can use a pair of needle nose, spread them out, and get behind it and just push it right off of there. It's loosened up nicely now, so I may be able to grab it and pull it off. I'm not sure. Let's get this clamp off real quick for this overflow. Let's close the pliers up. Well darned. They slipped off. Unbelievable. There we go. Now let's get that off of there. There we go. And maybe this will slip off. I'd like to catch that coolant. Looks like it's some good stuff. So that is loose enough. There we go. And you know what? That's good too. That's good. That it's got coolant in that high. That shows that it's not a blown head gasket. So, and probably not a cracked head, giving it a misfire. Let's see if that's good enough. Yeah, it's under there well. We'll reach down here and open up the valve to let the water out. Whoa! Well, the plug wants to come all the way out. We don't need it all the way out. We just need it to allow it to drain. And get the valve back in the body of this thing. There we go. That's good enough. Now, I'll take a break and be back soon. Wait, I'm going to take this hose off if I can. Maybe I can get a hold of it now. Grip it. Now, maybe not. Now, I'm going to leave it on there then. It can just come off with the water pump. Next, we're going to remove the air filter box so we can have access to all the bolts and stuff on the pulleys and accessory drives. And it's on there tight. Okay, got the screwdriver. Let's remove the clamp at the throttle body. We've already disconnected that hose. And we're going to remove it. Oh, it's already loose. Yeah, well, I've been working on it, trying to sort it out, you know. There we go. Well, it's trying to lose that. I don't think it can, though. Alright. Stash this in the back of the vehicle. So it won't get lost. There we go. Look at this. I need to remove the air cleaner, air filter box. I will, because now you just grab it and pull it. Just use some viciousness on it. You know, oops, don't need taking that off. Just grab the box and pull it. And whoops, pop these little dogs. See little dogs? They pop into those black grommets in the body of the vehicle. So let's grab it, carry it back here to storage in the back of the vehicle. Now, we have access to the front of the motor a little more clearly, as you can see. So next, we're going to disconnect the alternator. So you start here by pushing these two tabs together, and they should, in theory and function, slip back, just like that. That should be, what is that, 15? I think so. Since the battery's disconnected, you don't have to worry about this shorting out. Oh, and you quickly discover that it's not a 15. We've got a 13 on here now. There we go. Set the socket aside. Be careful doing that. It's not impossible to short out a battery, and you know, 800 amps is going to be pretty rude. You want to disconnect it, because if you don't, this is a live wire. You don't want any live wires. No, you don't. Put the nut back on the alternator so you'll know where it's at. Alright. And we'll continue to take the alternator off. I'll do that off camera. There's only 3 bolts. One here, and one right in there beside the water neck. Alright, I've loosened all the alternator bolts. Well, I've taken 2 out. The third one, I've only loosened it because I want to show you something. What you want to do is get you a tool of some sort to hit with. Get it on that head and drive on it. Because on the back side of this, you see that it looks like a nut, and it is, but it's pressed fit into the alternator. And if you see that gap between the alternator and the bracket, so that nut, when it's tightened, pushes against the bracket and makes it so it doesn't move so easy. Takes up space. So hit this and drive that nut back. Now when I get it off, I'll show you the benefit. I get the bolt out. Well, in doing that, I kind of messed up the head a little bit, but that's all right. I'll use the grinder and clean that up when I put it back together. And it helps me to know which one that is. This bolt, for some reason, look, all it needs to be is this thickness plus a little more. And look how long that bolt is. It's crazy. All right, there's another plug back here. It's got a little tab, and this one seems defective, but it may pull right out. There you go. You push down on that tab, and that releases it from, oh boy, that's broken. Yeah. Anyway, it releases it from a notch that's inside this. The hammer nearly hit me in the foot. I'll show you in a second. Let's get this wire out of the way. We should be able to just pick this up. I'll have to do it off camera. Got the alternator out. But this is the nut I was referring to. It pinches against the back side of that bracket and makes it more solid mounted. All right, I'm gonna put this away into the back of the vehicle so it can be out of the weather and out of my way, because it won't be needed for a little while. Now, we'll take this off, and it has the same kind of mounting procedure. One down there, a couple of hoses, a couple of wires. But I'm gonna do this one off camera, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes. Well, this was a 13 on the compressor. That was a 15, and this is a 15. And I painted the heads of these bolts so I wouldn't get it confused with the alternator bolts. And now this should just lift right off of there. Well, I neglected to hammer that back, so I'm gonna have to pry on it a little bit. So find some suitable prying tool. I guess this pry bar here, or whatever you call it. Won't get in there, will it? Nope. So maybe something like this will. Pry that up. Keep prying on it. Now maybe this tool will get in there. And I think after this, I'm gonna call it a day, because I need to get inside and get cleaned up, get ready to go to work. All right, and you see that nut? See it? If I would have drove that back, this would have come off easy. But it didn't, because I didn't. I'm just gonna sock it up before I trip over it. All right, let's take this compressor and stash it in the back of the car. There we go. And now we'll pick up some tools. And we'll get out of here. And get ready for work. All right, that's it for today. I'm glad we decided to do this. Don't really need this car, but it's cheap enough. It shouldn't cost a lot to fix, and it'll give me the opportunity to show you how to go about doing it on the cheap, because it's going to be on the cheap, I swear. Now where did this go? It's rusty, see? I don't remember. Where? I don't know. We'll put it in here. I'm going to take these bolts. Even that rusty one. We'll take all these bolts. We'll put them in the back of the car with those accessories. Right there. Alright. And off camera, I will pick up tools. But before I go, I want to thank you for watching and invite you to subscribe and come back and watch the next episode where we will remove the timing cover. Got to get to the timing cover before you can pull the heads. It's a very interesting and challenging thing. I've got to hunt down my harmonic balancer puller. It's got, see those little raised areas in the center. The tool locks in behind it, and then out comes the balancer. So we'll do that next. I bid you farewell. Have a good day or night, whatever's going on in your world, and see you in the next episode.